Welcome to Gentle Anchor, a podcast hosted by mom and son, Michele and Noah. No topic too tender. We talk with honesty, curiosity, and zero taboo.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Gentle Anchor Podcast. I'm Michele.
And I'm Noah.
And we are so glad that you are here with us today. This episode is going to be about food as a college student for Noah, nutrition and stuff like that. And we'll kind of touch on Noah, what he's learning from his athletes about nutrition, if they're talking about that at all, and also how he handles nutrition or eating as a college student with very little time and on a budget. And since that's my area of expertise, we're going to do our best to give you guys some advice that might help you. Also, I wanted to take a moment to thank our listeners that did vote for our name for you guys.
I didn't vote.
Well, we knew what your vote was.
No, but I didn't bother voting.
You should have. We have
People
narrowed it down.
For that?
What?
People actually voted for that?
Some people did, yeah. I think we've narrowed it down. No, that's a good thing. We've narrowed it down to 3. I'm going to put another poll up for the 3 because it was like
3.
No, we had 6.
But you only posted 3.
I know, but I said people had 6. Anyway, the 3 that we're going to hopefully get a finite deal on, and we'll have the answer for you next week is, so number 1 is Gap Crew. Number 2 is Anchorlings, and number 3 is Driftmates.
Cool. Let's be smart, folks. Let's not call yourself Anchorlings. That's just silly goose.
People like that one because it's funny.
No, people shouldn't like that one.
But they do.
They're then calling themselves an Anchorling.
That's right.
That's weird.
Well, some people like it.
I'm not trying to disrespect anybody that says that. I just personally think that you don't want to be calling yourself an Anchorling. That's just
you might want to.
Like, guess what, guys? I'm an Anchorling.
I listen to Gentle Anchor podcast, and I'm an Anchorling. Or podcast. Or I'm a Gap Crew member. Or I'm in the Gap Crew. Or I'm a Driftmate. Or I'm an Anchorling.
I'm a Driftmate. Sounds cool.
Okay. Nonetheless, those are our 3 options.
I'm a Driftmate.
Yeah, that's dork. So anyway, we're going to start with the what?
It says better than Anchor.
Gosh, you're so funny. We are going to start with that drift check right here. How is it going, Noah? Yeah?
Yep.
How was your week?
Fine.
You didn't do anything?
Nope.
No? Nothing?
Nope.
You had you did do something fun.
I did.
What did you get to do? Yeah.
Nah.
You don't want to talk about that?
Nah. I was sick all week.
I know, but you got to do something cool for your clinical.
Nah. It was all
Can I say what it was?
Sure. If you'd like.
I would like, because I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks.
Noah got to travel with one of his teams. One of his teams was in the playoffs. Is that right?
Yeah, we were in the championship game.
And he got to go travel with the team and be a part of the sideline crew for the athletic trainers. I think that's pretty awesome. We got to travel up north a bit.
It was freaking cold.
I'm sure it was cold, but it's a really cool experience. And they didn't win, but he still got to be there.
So it was actually a really good game. We lost 2-1 in overtime.
Nice.
Apparently, that typically we lose a lot to that team. So
very cool. Well, so that was your fun.
But yeah, it was cool.
Good. Glad to hear.
I had a CPR exam today.
Oh, how'd that go?
30 chest compressions.
To staying alive.
No, because I asked her. She walks in the class. Because she walks in the class and I went, yo, what if I started going F? First I was afraid. I was petrified. Like from The Office. And she looks at me and goes, what? Do you want to fail? I said, I'm joking. I said, I'm going to make a wiki how-to video on what not to do. And she's like, that's funny. So she did laugh.
Okay,
I think. That's what I give her trying to be funny. Apparently I'm not funny. Although, I was at clinical today. And I did almost make my preceptor spit her water out. She goes, you can't say stupid things when I'm in the middle of drinking. And I was like,
oh, that's funny.
It was funny. She goes, yeah, it was funny. I was like, but I can't tell if she likes me or not.
Well, she probably does. What's not to love?
I make stupid jokes.
Well, we all do.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm glad you had a nice week.
I new shoes today.
What'd you get?
You want to see?
Sure.
All right. Don't move.
Don't move.
I'll be back in like 0.2 seconds.
Anyway, this is going to be a really good episode. I just want you guys to know that it's going to be a good episode. We're excited for it. I'm excited for it. Here's Noah's new shoes. I was talking about how I think this is going to be a good episode. Those are interesting.
$25.
Make you holla.
One of my members of my cohort doesn't wear these shoes anymore, and he bought them. He's only worn them like 5 times.
So
He's like, they're originally like 120, but I'll sell them to you for 25.
nice.
So what's not to love? That's my last 14 days.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Well,
Uh,
14, we recorded a week ago.
I don't know.
Me? How was my week? My week was good. I didn't really do much. I'm starting to study for my RD exam. I'm taking that in December, taking it before our trips. I also got my hair done today. And you can't really tell how cute it looks, but it does look cute. And I told my friend Shara that does my hair that I would give her a nice little shout out. So thanks, Shara.
Don't you have to shout out her company and her business?
It's Revived is her salon.
So for all of our Idahoan friends that need hair, go to our wonderful friend Shara because she the bomb.
Yes, she is.
That's a shout out. See?
Thank you, Noah.
You're welcome.
She did my hair today and I was very grateful. Tabby got her wisdom teeth out. We did that on the weekend. And then her boyfriend came to stay with her while she was recovering. How cute.
How cute.
Cute. Yeah, he came to the dentist too.
He lives up there.
We don't mention his name either because we don't know if he does. Although he was in one of the clips and I asked him if he could be in one of the clips.
He also
said
comments
yes.
a lot.
He does, yes. And we are very grateful for him. He's an avid listener, so a shout out to Tabby's boyfriend.
Does he want to be an anchorling? I don't think so.
That's what he voted for. Yep.
Hey, mister, you and I are going to have words. When I come home, pal, we get the cartoon fighting going on.
That's what he voted for. That was my week. The topic for today is nutrition and Noah eating, and I shouldn't really even say Noah. It's just the difficulties and the things that
struggle is real.
Struggles, yeah, that college students go through with nutrition. And it's kind of a pet peeve of mine being in the nutrition world. And it is something that we are going to talk about later on because I think it's most important to talk about these things and how we can help students, any young adult that's leaving their house that is just thrown out there to figure out how to eat, how to shop, how to take care of themselves, how to be an adult.
Let's start. It's hard.
It is hard. It's hard. Thank you, Noah. And that's a really great thing to admit. What? It is hard. Why? Tell me why. Why is it hard?
Why is it hard? Because it just sucks.
Why? Tell me.
Because I'm always hungry and I don't have the money to spend and go get food. I don't have time to make food. And I don't really have the want to do all that because that's too much work. So I'm feeling like death if you don't eat though. And then it's like...
Yeah. Those are real struggles.
Also, groceries are expensive and inflation just keeps spending those things up. And I went to the store the other day and the things that I usually buy, I swear they all increased by like $4. Why is
I'm
a
sure
box
that's true, but
why no, not literally, but why is a box of cereal $5?
That's how much they are.
Also, why do I have to spend more money because I have allergies than the average Joe? They can get milk for like $2 and I have to spend $4 because I am special.
You are special.
But it's literally under the specialty milk section.
I know.
Sorry, I got yelled at for using my hands, but...
No, I didn't. Stop saying yelled at.
You told me to stop. You said,
I said, don't put your hands in front of your face. Right. So let's talk about, so those are all the struggles that are real as a college student, as a young adult, doesn't even need to be college, but somebody living on their own for the first time. I mean, yes, you've been out of the house for 3-4 years, but it's still a struggle. I taught you to cook. We cooked as a family, or you cooked once a week as a young adult while you were here at home. But the struggle of having to cook every day, having to prepare your own foods, worrying about what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat, how you're going to eat, and then how you're going to pay for that, right? I mean, you live on your own. We don't help you as very often. We don't have any problem if you need us to, but we don't help you. That's typically something that you take care of on your own. So not only are you paying for your groceries, but you're also paying for your everyday life, your apartment, all of the things, your utilities, but then you've got to go and pay for groceries. So do you budget? Let's go into that first. No. You budget you don't budget groceries into your, but you told me you spend a certain amount of money on food or try to.
Well, every single time that I go, I get the exact same thing. So I know how much it costs.
Gotcha.
but I don't write
So
that down anyway.
gotcha.
And then
I know we did talk about
depending on the week, if I'm feeling hungry, I'll
yes.
buy more food, or I'll just
Okay.
go, I don't really care how much money I
Yes.
spend this week.
Yeah. When you first moved into your apartment with your friends, we did talk about
Yeah.
let's budget this. Let's figure out how much it's going to cost, figure out some meals that you can prepare and kind of work through that and stuff. And then you'd know how much you're spending. But as you've gotten into your master's program, it's become more difficult, right?
Speaking of which, for all of our listeners out there, if you have new recipes, drop them in the comments. I'm hungry.
Heck yes. Great idea, bud. Yes, please do because
Dairy
Noah
free
is,
preferable.
yep. So dairy free, meaning he can't have like, I'll kind of go through the things
Better
because
yet,
people
just
don't
give
think.
me vegan recipes in
Yeah.
the
But
Dropbox.
if you're going to do dairy free, so no milk, no cheese, no sour cream, no yogurt, all
No,
of those
no,
kind of
yeah.
things. And no eggs.
If it says dairy free, look to see if it has pea protein in it too. Because fun fact, guys,
Right.
that's
Noah's
another
allergic
fun
to pea
thing
protein too. But if you have any recipes, yeah, please do drop them. Noah would love that. Easy meals for young adults would be awesome. Crock
for
pot
them broke
meals,
college
anything.
students.
For college students, right. One of the things leading into that you do use is your food pantry, right? Your university has a food pantry. No, you don't use
Nope.
it anymore? Okay, but talk about how you did use it.
I would go to the food pantry and I would get some meat and then I'd leave.
But tell us about like the food pantry on campus. What are some of the things that it has?
Oh, it's got everything. I just can't eat any of it.
Okay.
It's got
That's
seasoning.
okay.
It's got
Okay.
seasonings. It's got juice. It's got some breads. Very appreciative of them.
Yeah. So the nice thing is that a lot of
They've got
universities
ramen, pasta.
do have food pantries. And for students, the food pantries are free, right? And you can get usually they'll tell you have a certain amount of things you can get like from each food group or something like that. There's a system. Each food pantry
Ours
has a
was you can get
system,
one item no matter what, but you can only get one meat.
right? Which is nice. And in a pinch, if you are struggling and you're at a university or you have a kid, you're a mom and you have a kid that is struggling, send them to their food pantry at their university because they are super helpful. And a lot of times they're underutilized. They
Yeah.
are straight up underutilized. Oh,
I had the opportunity to help volunteer for it one time. That was kind of cool. We get to put everything away. That's cool.
there you go. Yep, and that's another opportunity that you can help have them do some service and help out there. Talk to me about when you go to the grocery store, Noah. What does that look like for you? I know that you're in the habit now of getting typical foods, but when you first started out, what did it look and what is it like? What did it look like then versus what does it look like now?
Back then, I actually tried.
Okay. So what is that like? Expand on that. Tell me what that means.
Like
Tell our listeners like what you go through as a college student.
I have to make my food last every 2 weeks. I don't have enough time to go grocery shopping once a week. I probably do, but I could care less to do that because it's an hour out of my day that I don't have. I have to go to the grocery store every 2 weeks. During the first 10 weeks of this semester, it was every Wednesday that I would go. I don't even know back when I first started grocery shopping, it was still every 2 weeks. I just don't know the day. Every 2 Wednesdays, I would have to go. So even if I don't have food for that last 4 days, I have to find food in my apartment because I don't have time to go, and I refuse to
Right.
make time to go. That might be a B problem, but I'm not gonna because then I have to go again anyways. I'll go to the store for like maybe one thing for dinner if it's something easy. And I just need to
Yeah.
swing by and grab an ingredient. But there's no point in me going once a week. That's just unrealistic. So
Right.
I have to make sure that I plan that accordingly. Then every time that I go, I look at my food pantry, but I don't make a list. That's too much. That's too stressful. I tried that. Can't do that.
Okay. Okay. But that is something we're going to talk about because it is a good thing to do, even though it's something
Right.
that doesn't work for you. Go
I
ahead.
just have to make a mental note. And so I make a mental note and then I'll go to the store and then I'll start in the very back of the store and then I'll just go up and down every single aisle until I get my basket of food.
Do you have an idea of what you're going to cook for those 2 weeks? I
No.
know you do now because I thought you said you buy the same things now.
Well, I make the same 4 meals, so I just buy the same food for those 4 meals and then I just repeat those. I'm getting
Gotcha.
very
But
bored of my
before,
food.
yes, that's why we're asking you guys to drop some recipes.
I'm
Um,
actually so bored of it.
yes, which is another reason why we're talking about this. So maybe we can get some ideas for you.
Yeah.
The beginning, you would call me from the grocery store and be like, this is kind of what I'm thinking, how do
I
I
would
make this?
typically
What
just
could I?
ask, yeah, like what ingredient I needed because I could never find the egg noodles.
Yeah.
That was the hardest thing was finding the egg
Egg
noodles.
noodles are a great let's talk about egg noodles. Egg noodles are a great no, seriously, super cheap, great, like, for make a stir fry with egg noodles. You can make
Hmm,
a stroganoff. Noah can't eat that, but you can make a stroganoff with egg noodles. There's so many things you could do. They're very versatile, and they're cheap,
yeah. But also
right?
pasta's like 98 cents, so it's technically
Yes,
cheaper.
that's true, too. That's true, too. Pasta's a great alternative. That's an even more versatile food. What do
Carbs.
you do with carbs? Yes, we love carbs. Carbs good. Carbs
Carbs
good.
give you
Why are carbs?
because they give you energy, they help make ATP.
Yes, good job. Carbs. You need carbs for energy.
Applesauce is a great form of ATP and energy for 20 minutes.
Yep. What's a good recovery food?
Chocolate milk.
Good job.
Bang! Can't fool me.
Bang! Yeah. Grocery shopping has become more of a chore. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, it's actually the
Yeah.
most honestly, I think the grocery shopping is my biggest pet peeve of, like, things that I have
I'm
to do to take
sorry.
care of myself.
So
It's just such an
let's
inconvenience,
yeah. Okay.
for
Yeah.
lack
I
of
think
better
that that's
word.
yeah. And I think that's fairly true for a lot of students. Like I've talked to a lot of students and a lot of them say that. It's just inconvenient to take the time to figure out not only is it going to the grocery store, it's all the things that go with going to the grocery store, like the meal planning, the
Like,
figuring out what you're going to buy,
driving.
getting there, having the money. When am I going to do this? What time of week works for me? Like fitting it into the schedule and then the actual doing of it. And then you get home with all these groceries. And then what happens?
What?
If you live, yeah. And if you live in a dorm or you live in an apartment, you're probably going upstairs. It's just a whole chore to come home, take those groceries, put them away, and then,
And I don't
go through
have
the whole
little minions
process.
like you had to bring all the
That's
groceries
right.
in.
That's
I can do it
right. Yeah.
myself. I'm the
Yes.
minion.
You're the minion. Uh, and then there's a flip side of all this eating stuff, and that's from the mom standpoint.
Is making sure
And
that we're eating.
yeah,
Yeah, don't do that.
I constantly worry about, are you eating enough? Have you taken care of right? Which, I mean, it's a struggle. Are you eating enough? Are you getting enough food when you go food shopping? Are you taking care of yourself? And there's a lot of it that I can't hold on, that I can't do for you, obviously. And I have to rely on the fact that hopefully I taught you enough to be able to do those things for yourself, even though I know that you don't love doing it. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that, like, I've also had to pretty much cut out eating breakfast because it's just too much work.
Well, we're gonna talk a little bit about those kinds of things too.
Like, that's just because I never have enough time. I get out of bed too late. Also, cereal never fills me up, so
Right. Now that you've gone to the grocery store, you actually have to prepare the food. We tried to talk about food prep. We really did. We tried to get you some ideas for food prep.
I think the biggest thing about food prep is that there's different variations of it.
Okay. Very good. Yes. Let's talk about that.
My form of I do meal prep,
Uh-huh.
but not the way that another person would meal prep.
Okay.
My meal prep is I make a meal that's big enough to last me 3 days. That's what I eat for those next 3 days, and then I make a
Yes.
different meal. Other people specifically take time out of their day to cook food, either freeze it or, like, put it in the back of the fridge. Don't eat that until it's the day set for that day or, like, that specific time. Like, I refuse to do that because I, 1, have a shelf problem. I refuse to eat food that's in there for, like, more than 4 days. I'm not gonna do
Right.
that. Also,
Yeah.
we share a freezer between 4 people, so I don't have enough
Yes.
room or Tupperware to do
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
3rd, it's just easier to make one big meal and just eat it for a
For
week,
3 days.
for 3 days than it is to think about cooking 2 meals and having it, like, 2 meals for the entire week. I don't know, it's just too much work.
Yeah, we did talk about that. We talked about maybe doing 2 meals so you had, like, a flip because you said you're getting tired of your meals. We did talk about maybe doing a flip, make 2 meals so you can eat and switch between them, but obviously that's not working for you. But there are very different variations for meal prep. There are people that prepare their meals for the entire week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, put them in containers and eat it as the week goes on. And there's people that do it the way that you do it, Noah, which is nothing wrong with it, actually.
Uh,
Um, you just make a meal and, you eat it for those 3 days. The problem with that is you're just not getting enough variation.
yeah,
And that's what we're talking about. It's fine. You're doing just fine. It's just you're not getting enough variation in it. So we just need to figure out different ways to get you some different foods. But you can do it either way you want, whatever works for you. And honestly, It is a matter of what fits into your schedule, what is working for you, and trying to figure out a system for making sure that you're just getting the nutrients that you need. What are some of the things that you cook, Noah?
I make stir fry regularly. I just made taco soup again tonight. That should last me a week because I made a
Okay.
double portion or double of it,
Batch. Okay.
double batch. I was nice enough to give some to Mason tonight.
Good.
I make orange chicken and rice. I make
Good.
chicken and broccoli
I was gonna
and
say you make chicken and broccoli.
noodles. I
Yeah.
make
Pasta.
ground beef and pasta, and then I try to do some. I'm gonna be better about this one because I had it for lunch the other day. Superb. I had some salad.
Salads are so good. You can do so much. Salads are so versatile. I'm glad you brought that one up. Salads are
Yeah,
super versatile because you can do like a protein, put a protein with your salad,
yeah.
whatever that protein
I
is.
cooked chicken with it the other day when I
Right.
made it. I actually
Yep.
seasoned my chicken well, and it tasted pretty good.
But one of the other things you can do with that is if you have a cold cut turkey or ham, you can put those in there. It's like a chef's salad. You put those in there, some cheese. Noah can't do that, but you can put cheese in it. You can put some veggies in it. It's so
Put
versatile.
some egg in it.
You can put egg in it for some protein. Salads are really versatile. You can make different kinds of salads. You could make like a taco salad. You could make an aloha salad, like all different salads that you can make. That would be really tasty. And just throw your protein into it. That's another idea for you too, is to add salads to your
Yeah, I'm going to. I
repertoire.
just I made half a chicken the other day, and then
Uh-huh.
I ran out of lettuce, so then I had to cook the chicken for something else. So I made pasta with that, and
Right.
then like I said, I just made the taco soup.
Yeah. So you had to learn pretty quickly that you needed to do some meal prep because when you get done with your days, sometimes your days are long and you need to have it done and just to be able to reheat, huh?
Yeah, because luckily now with my new rotation, I'm done by 5:30 every day. So I came home today and I cooked. When I walked through the door, I just started cooking. I don't mind when I know that I have to cook. I think
Yeah.
that the part that frustrates me is when it's 9 p.m., 10 p.m. when I get home and then
Yes.
I have to cook. I think that's the most frustrating
Yes.
part. If I have the time, I don't hate it.
Good. Perfect.
These next 10 weeks aren't gonna be as bad. But the problem that and I'll bring this up in a second. But yeah, when I'd come home from my other rotation, I'd have days till about 9 p.m. And the
Yep.
last thing that I wanted to do was just cook. And some days I did it, so I wouldn't eat dinner until like
10
10:30,
o'clock.
11.
Yeah. I
You
remember.
know, I'd be you'd be texting me like, "What you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just finishing up dinner." Looking at the time, it's like still 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
As long as I'm eating, I don't really care what time I'm eating. The problem that I'm
Yeah.
struggling with now is the lunches. Dinner, I can figure out. Breakfast, I
Sure.
can skip. I can skip and make. But then the problem is if I skip
We don't
breakfast,
recommend you skip breakfast. I'm
I
just
can do that.
saying that
I'm just saying.
we don't
For our
recommend you
listeners,
skip.
don't skip breakfast.
Don't skip breakfast. You either. I don't want you skipping breakfast. It's very easy to do since you
Right.
brought it up. Skipping breakfast is very, very easy to do. However, if you think about it from this standpoint, eating breakfast prepares you for the rest of the day. Like we said, you get your carbs, give you your energy. And so if you're eating that breakfast in the morning, you have energy to carry you through. If you're eating breakfast, you're eating snacks, then you're eating lunch, then you're eating some snacks, then you're eating dinner. You have your energy to carry you through the entire day. So skipping meals is not recommended. And
It
that's
in
something that,
fact makes you lightheaded and dizzy.
yeah, and especially from your aspect as in performance, that's another
Yeah.
thing we're going to talk about. We don't encourage you to skip meals. We encourage you, if you're a student and you're struggling, or you're a young adult and you're struggling, or you're a parent and you're struggling, please try to do your very best to eat. Even like a protein shake is a good thing, like an on the go protein shake, something you can grab and go, a protein bar, a cereal bar, any of those things that you can grab and go. Anything is better than nothing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now that you are in a new rotation, you have more time on your hands. That makes me happy to be able to cook and stuff. Good. I'm glad to hear that. What do you think about cooking more complex meals? Right now, you're just doing those basic ones. Do you ever have opportunities to cook maybe for your girlfriend or something like that? Have you ever dabbled?
If I cook for her, it's cooking my own food and just giving her a bowl of it.
Okay. I was just curious if you ever dabbled in making
No,
something else.
no, that's too much work.
So,
I don't have time for that.
yeah. Do you remember as a kid, like, us talking about or cooking together or any of those things?
Yeah, Tabby would always get mad at me because she couldn't eat the food she wanted.
I didn't that's not what I asked you, but okay.
That's what you asked me if I remember us eating as a family.
Oh, okay. Do you
That's what
I meant cooking, not eating.
yeah, you used to make me cook all the time,
Mhm.
and I would always make the same thing.
When I make sauce.
I either made haystacks or I made stir fry. Why? Because it was the 2 easiest things anyone made.
Yep.
Also,
And
it
we
was
make
the
meatball
least amount of dishes.
we make meatballs. Did you have fun making meatballs?
You made meatballs.
I have pictures of you making meatballs, and you helped me make meatballs. Anyway, I do think it's important to kind of try to, as a young adult or being on your own, trying to do your best to find those meals that are going to work for you. But it shouldn't be stressful. It should be something that you can fit into your schedule, try to figure out how to get some healthy meals in there and not drive yourself crazy about it, right? I don't want people stressing over having to eat.
Why do you think people don't eat though?
I know.
It's
Right, I
it's it's
know.
the biggest
Well,
stress,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
people in your profession always get frustrated that people don't eat, but it's easy to think about eating from your standpoint because that's what you guys know.
Nope, that's not true.
Yeah. Well, then what's true?
I think that dietitians struggle just like everybody else.
I'm not saying
I
that you
don't
don't struggle. I'm saying from your standpoint where like you know the importance of eating, that it's hard for you guys to watch everybody else. But from our standpoint, it's something that we all just don't even think about because it's easy to skip that.
yeah, the reason why that happens is because the importance of nutrition has not been focused on at earlier ages. We're gonna talk about that, but before we do that, we are going to talk about nutrition in athletes. Do you Now, I know in your undergrad you took some sports nutrition classes, 1 or 2, I don't remember how many. You had to learn about that. Is that something Have you had an opportunity to talk to any of your athletes about nutrition? So what does that look like?
The same thing for them as it is for me.
Really?
Eating's hard, eating sucks, and they don't want to do it.
Do you, as an athletic trainer, have to stress the importance to them
Yeah,
of eating
we have snacks.
for performance
I mean,
and
we
what they
talk
should be
about
doing?
it, but
Yeah.
it's more so only one in every however many athletes that actually we're willing to talk.
Hmm.
We talk
Do
about it if
they?
they're cramping or if they
Okay.
get a
So
concussion.
talk to me about those. And that is your area. You know more about that than I do because my area of nutrition is more central nutrition. I
Right.
know some stuff about sports nutrition, but talk to me about those things.
Essentially, we just try to convey to them that body recovers better when um, they have a full nutrients that are beneficial to the body, right? So cramping, we talk about drinking water more throughout, like prior to. We
And
talk about
electrolytes?
electrolytes, and we talk about
What are your
different.
electrolytes?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean,
So,
salt,
yeah, potassium, magnesium.
potassium, and magnesium. Yeah, my nutrition is not my realm.
I know.
Um,
But
I didn't do
so
well in
that
my
yeah, when
class.
you're cramping, you need electrolytes. So they get electrolyte therapy
We
usually.
give them bananas and pickles.
They get electrolyte therapy. Yeah.
But then with concussions, is eat well, sleep well, drink well.
Has anybody talked to them about omega 3s for concussions?
I don't know.
Hmm. Okay.
Maybe.
Hmm. Okay. Some studies have been done to show that omega 3s can help with concussions, recovery from
Hmm.
concussions.
I don't know, man.
Just telling you what I know. But I think that, yes, it's the exact same thing with athletes, pretty much. Do you ever see where an athlete will skip a meal, but they won't skip their workouts? Have you ever
Yeah,
seen something like that? That happens, right?
yeah. I mean,
Because
the amount
they
of times that I've had athletes come to me and say, "Oh, I haven't eaten yet,"
and they go work out.
and then they'll go to practice, and it's
So
like
why is that
4 o'clock in the
bad?
afternoon because then their body's not at full ability to function, and therefore they're not going to be at their highest ability, their peak performance,
And they're
and then
risking
they're risking injury.
injury. Yeah. Without the proper nutrition, you're putting your body at risk for injury.
It's the same thing as
Because,
like proper warm up.
yep,
Nutrition
exactly.
goes just as far as warming up and cool down and recovery.
Yep. And I think that a lot of times they don't understand if they haven't eaten at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that affects their mental focus on what they're supposed to be doing. It affects their mood, how they're feeling. as they're going through the day, or if they're trying to learn something, they're going to be quicker to react because they're not focused well enough. They haven't eaten anything, and they're going to be cranky. That hangry thing is a real thing, especially with the athletes. So they have the same kind of problems that you do. But like we said, some of them are really good about it. I've run into some athletes that are really great about making sure they get their nutrition in, and they're making sure that they're eating well and knowing what they should eat, and their recovery. Recovery is a very different mentality. And like you said, chocolate milk is a good recovery food. If you can't eat that, then if you can't drink that, then there's other things that you can do. But just making sure you're getting like a protein and some carbs is good for recovery. Huh. Yes. And I think that one of the things to touch on there is the knowing what to do. Like you can actually know what to do, but the exhaustion part of it, of actually following through. And I think that's true for everybody. Is yes, I know I should eat,
I know I'm
but
hungry.
I know I'm hungry, but that means I actually have to put some effort into it.
Means that I actually have to find the time in my life to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Impossible.
It's hard. So tell me about like you in school, starting from when you were young all the way up into college. What did you learn about nutrition?
Nothing.
What? Nothing. You learned some, because where did you learn the bulk of when you were younger? You learned about the foods and the food groups and all those things.
The play goes hard.
My plate. Yes, but my plate is good because it teaches you all of those things.
I would rather learn about the food pyramid myself.
That was from the
I just had to get a reaction out of her.
1990s. But the core of what you learned about in high school for nutrition was
Was
in
from you.
your
Was from you.
student. Okay. So not just you, not you and specifically, but in general, students learn about it in health class in 9th grade. That's typically
No,
what?
we don't.
When do you learn it?
I didn't learn it until I took a college class on it.
No, because you
That
did,
basic
and
nutrition. That
you learned
Jen
it.
almost made me fail.
You learned it in high school. You had it in high school class because I remember one of your professors, your teacher tried to teach you the food pyramid, and I flipped out.
Don't recall.
With nutrition in school, young students learn about the basics of nutrition through elementary school, the basic food groups and things like that. There's no specific criteria for what they have to learn. As you go into middle school or junior high school, whatever it is, still again, there's just basic things. And then they get into high school, and the only nutrition education that students get is mandatory is in health class. And so in that health class, it's a very brief idea of what nutrition is, and there's no specific criteria for how it should be taught. When you have student athletes in high school and they have no idea, they haven't learned about nutrition, how are they supposed to know what's right, what's wrong, why carbs are good, why they're, fats are bad or not bad, nothing is bad, but all these things, right? And so you as a student, leaving the house as, a first-time college student, had no idea what was supposed to happen. If you hadn't had me, what would you have done? How would you have handled that?
If I had not had you, I probably would have just continued eating the same food at the dining hall that I did. You told me to go talk to a dietitian, and I did that one time as a senior.
Most universities do have
I don't know.
dietitians. Most high schools do not have dietitians. It's unfortunate because you have so many high school athletes that are going to leave high school, go into college and play a sport and have never learned about how to eat properly. And then we expect them to, because high school sports is so different than college sports. It's on a different level. And we expect them to know exactly what they're eating and what they're supposed to eat. And they don't. And that's difficult. And the reality of it is that I wish that we did it differently. I wish that nutrition education was, had more importance in high school so that students could be better in college. What do you think was the best thing that you took from high school to college about nutrition? Do you think there's anything?
High school didn't teach me anything.
I wish that you had learned more. I mean, I was grateful, obviously, that you had me, and I was going through my journey at the same time as you. You did get a lot of it because I was always studying for things a little bit more than you probably should have, but because I was always studying or telling you things that I had learned. That's my little rant about nutrition education and how there's just not enough of it in our schools, and I wish it was better. But let's talk about the things that we can help people with. Let's talk about those actionable things, those takeaways that we can help them with. What do you think are some things that we can help them? What are some actionable things that people can do?
In reference to food.
Yeah, for like students that are going into college, or just like it's their first year or their second year, whatever it is, what are some things that they can be prepared for? What can they do to start figuring out the cycle for as they get older and going through life?
Step number 1, don't have allergies.
Okay, but you can't
Bang.
change that. All right. You can't change that. So,
I will say this, if I didn't have allergies, I don't think that I'd have as much of a problem. I just eat whatever I feel like. So I think that my biggest problem is that for me having food allergies, and that that's just one more thing to think about always.
right.
People offer food, and it's okay. Let's check the label. Oh, guess what?
Nothing wrong with that.
Guess what? You want a protein shake? That sucks. You know how easy my breakfast would be?
You have protein
Yeah, but
that
then
doesn't have
I still have to go out and buy it and then make the stuff. Whereas you can just buy the protein shakes that are already pre-made. So all I'm
I'm
saying
sure
is
that there are
that
vegan protein shakes out there,
pea
pre-made.
protein
Vegan.
still can have pea protein in it if it's vegan.
You said one of the really great things, which is batch cooking, which is what you
Batch
do.
cooking?
Yes.
Just make food to last you long enough.
Yes, that's a great thing to do. And I think one of the
I
other
get
things,
bullied for that.
don't get bullied for that. That's a great thing to do. I think that the other thing is that, like, trying to keep things on hand that are like staples. That, oh, if I'm in a pinch, I can eat this. Even if that means that it's like a TV dinner, sometimes just having that on hand, something is better than nothing at that point. Something
I
is
know,
better
but
than nothing.
you always talk about the sodium.
They are high in sodium, but as a struggling student, sometimes something is better than nothing. All the time, something is better than nothing. So if you need to eat a TV dinner once in a blue moon, that's a staple. That's something to have on hand. There's nothing wrong with that. Making sure, like you said, there's 3 to 5 meals that you know how to cook very easily. They're your go-to meals that you can say, hey, I know how to make these. At least I can do that. At least I can make these meals. I always know that I have something to eat.
Pancakes, that's the other food.
Perfect.
I
Right?
make pancakes pretty much 4 times a week.
Yep. And if somebody's doing it differently, it's okay. You do you and let them do them. You do it your own way. Doesn't matter. If anybody's going to bully you, tell them to.
Just kidding, I don't get bullied.
Okay, good. From my standpoint, we just want to make sure that you're getting protein and your veggies, and you have
They
those.
just want you to eat your antioxidants.
Yeah.
Blueberries.
And like I said, those if you have to get a rotisserie chicken, or you're buying your pre-cut frozen veggies, are just as good, if not better, than the cans. So buy those frozen veggies, buy those frozen fruits. Doesn't really matter. Eat. Make sure you're eating. It doesn't matter. Sometimes the convenience food has to happen.
Panda
Just
Express is only 10 minutes away.
Don't skip the meals, even though the dining hall, if you're eating in the dining hall, something is better than nothing, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We want you to know you're not
Are
alone.
not alone.
No, right. Just do what you can. Just do the best you can. Is there anything else that you would like to say about food today?
No, ma'am.
No?
I don't
I
like
feel like
food.
you didn't.
I like eating food, but I don't like talking about food.
I know, and I feel like you didn't have as much input as you usually do, and I wish that you had, because your perspective on this topic is very important.
I don't have perspective on this topic.
You do. Like, you're just
Not really.
you are the topic.
I apologize for the inconvenience.
Okay.
I've got nothing to say about food.
Well, I think as a mother of a college student, and this is just my last take on the whole thing, is yes, you are going to worry about your student, even if they're not far away, even if they're living in your home, you're still going to worry about them eating. And the best thing that you can do is just try and give them the help that they need, teach them to, have the resources to feed themselves when they're gone. And the ones that are far away, if they need your help, you guys don't be afraid to call your mom and say, hey, how do I do this? Or, when Tabby was away at college, we used to sit on FaceTime and I would show her how to cook things. So that's okay too. Like, that works too.
Socials are
Yeah. Our socials.
the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok, and then the Spotify, the Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
And they're all Gentle Anchor Podcast.
Yes.
And you can
And
go ahead.
you can like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
For free.
Yeah. Subscribing is free on the YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, we would really, really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything. And on the other two as well, if you're watching us on Instagram or Facebook, like us, follow us. comment. We love the comments. Keep them coming. We've had a couple this week. That's awesome. Um,
We did?
I think, yeah,
Hmm.
we had a couple. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you listening. If there's something that is on your mind as far as what you would like us to talk about, if you have a specific topic that you maybe are having a hard time normalizing with your kids, or something you wish that was talked about more, we would be more than happy to talk about that and discuss it and see where we can go with the topic. So feel free to comment those things as well. And yeah, I think we'll head on out. What do you got, Noah?
Yes, my mom is my gentle anchor, but yours might be someone else. It could be a friend, a sibling, a mentor, anyone who makes you feel safe and understood. What matters is having somebody in your life that you can be open and honest with. Maybe it's the person who texts you, "Did you eat today?" and actually waits for an answer. So next time you feel the urge to share your voice, start with the person who truly hears you.
Yep. We appreciate you listening. Every voice needs a safe harbor. And if you're still trying to figure out what you're going to make for dinner tonight, you're not alone. Thanks for listening, guys. Till next time, stay anchored in connection.